Yo, it's Trucker Guy 704 on a got delivery out here right down the street. Can't deliver till early in the morning, so got a lot of time. Um, I want to talk to y'all about brokers. Um, and the experience. I've literally had the problems with brokers and dealing with brokers when picking your loads. I've literally had all the problems that come with them in about 2 to 3 days, all in one. And I don't mean like one day here it was good, one day, like back to back to back, 3 days straight of bullshit, pretty much bullshit. And it's different instances that you're gonna understand, and I'm going to break down, that is going to be very important for when you get your own truck. You're able to pick your own loads. There are understandings, or if you try to get your own authority, there are things you have to understand and have to know. And if you don't know, you can get screwed over. You can really get screwed over. This is not for all broker companies. Some are good. Most of the small ones you really don't have no problem with. And I ain't gonna lie, one of the issues I have is with a small one. But it's but most small ones are fine. It's the big brokers. Like one of the problems I had was with TQL, which I will explain in a second. And that was a big debacle. That was a real big debacle. And I will show you, and when I explain to you, especially that one, you're going to totally understand in this company, well, not this company, this industry. Nobody wants to take the blame for shit. Everybody's on the getting over, and at the end of the day, and it's going to, and at the end of the day, is going to show the importance of paperwork. Okay, remember that, the importance of paper, having everything in writing. Okay, and I'm going into more detail about it. So, day one, okay, day one. So, what happened was, now remember, 3 days straight. Happened the first day is going to run back. Well, the first and second day, it goes hand in hand. Because it was a back to one day pickup, next day delivery type thing. The first thing is going to lead into the third day. So remember the first thing I tell you what happens, okay? The only name I don't remember most of these names. But I remember TQL. And I got no problem calling TQL out. People know TQL got problems, issues. Yes, I'm a little skinny and I don't care. So this is what's going on. I was in Houston, Texas. Matter of fact, I was gonna make a video in Houston, Texas, but I decided not to. I had a lot going on. So I was in Houston, Texas, and my truck was getting fixed because my air conditioner went out. And so I had to get my air conditioner fixed, and it was in the freight line out of Houston, Texas. Cool. Truck got fixed within a day. Okay, cool. And I left. Went back to the hotel I was staying in because Freightliner told me they wasn't going to be even look at my truck until Monday. I knew we were going to take that long to fix it. And so what happened, I just got a hotel room for the whole weekend. and they called me. I turned it in Friday. They called me Saturday, picked it up Sunday, and stayed at the hotel on Sunday because I already paid for it, and I couldn't get it till that afternoon because I had to wait on some stuff to go through first. And so since I already had to pay for it because it was after a certain time, I'm like, I might as well stay in the hotel anyway. So I bobtailed because I already had my trailer somewhere at a safe location. So, and it was literally like a mile up the street from where I parked at, where my hotel was at. So it wasn't a big deal. So I stayed at the hotel. So I was like, cool. Monday morning I wake up, pick up a load. And I find a load, pick up a load and everything. Now, this is where things get crazy. I pick a load going from Houston to Louisiana. And Houston, Texas to Louisiana. Okay, cool. This is how the issue starts happening. I get to the shipper. When I get to the shipper, they turn around and say, hey, the pickup number that you had, the load is already taken. Okay. So you have to get off the scale, which means it's a heavy load. And get off the scale and call your broker, see what's going on. He said, matter of fact, the load that you picked, the person in front of you, because somebody was already at the dock, the person that came before you, that was his load number. So he was like, I don't know why they keep doing this. So that threw off a red flag. They always keep doing this. Lets me know they always book the same load over and over and over again, not thinking about stuff. So turn around, I leave, get off the scale, get in front of the company, park on the side of the street, put my flashes on, and I call the broker, see what's going on. He tells me to go back on the scale to get the truck weight again, go in, give him this load, another load number. That load is already taken. So they tell me to go back to the front where I was at to call the broker again and everything. I did this about 2-3 times. And every number was, the load was already taken. So now I'm getting frustrated. In my mind, I'm thinking, look, go ahead. I don't want to turn around and say, hey, forget this, because I lose out on money. I gotta let them do whatever they gotta do. And this is explanation why. Turn around after about the 5th or 6th time, come to find out, obviously, there's no more loads. So they had to pay this thing called TONU. So for people who don't know what TONU is the acronym for truck not used. I don't know where the O comes from. I think it's TUNU. That's what it's TONU. Truck not used. I'm about to say TONU, but I think it's TUNU. TONU. Truck not used. So this is where it's important where I say paperwork. And you have to understand how this works. So if you work for Schneider or Swift or let's see, there's a TMC right here beside me. That's his truck you hearing, if y'all can hear it. If they broker a load, understand how this works. They turn around and they go, Okay, we see this load on y'all stuff. Or they turn around and come out and say, hey, we want to be able to book loads with you and take your loads. Now, there's credentials that the company has to meet, certain criteria they have to meet for each broker. Um, that has to do with insurance policies and how you, if you don't have a certain amount of liability cargo insurance, you can't book certain loads and or book with certain brokers. Um, like the people that I'm partnered with, is a big deal. I ran into about 2 brokers. I can't remember who they are, where the insurance sucked. They said, this is exact words they tell me. The insurance company that the people you partner with sucks, so we can't deal with you. So you need to talk to your insurance, tell them to update their shit, because this shit really sucks. It's a big issue in dealing with Landstar because of the insurance. And there's certain companies that ask for extra things. I had that happen to me once, because they said, look, your insurance sucks, but we want to give you this load, so we have to take these extra steps of asking for stuff because of your insurance that your partner has. Okay, cool, whatever. So that's one criteria. So it's probably there's some other ones that you have to deal with also. It's raining out here, so if y'all hear that, it's because it's raining out here. So turn around, fine. Now also, if they meet the criteria, you have to sign paperwork. Now with paperwork, it tells everything. It tells how much, if you get a truck not used. So a truck not used is pretty much an example of what I did, where I drove and I'm headed to the shipper, or I'm at the shipper, and the truck can't be used for whatever reason that has nothing to do with me personally, the driver. It has to do with something on their end, the broker, shipper, or receiver. So if something falls through to where I can't take the load, you can't get paid. They have to. You can't take that load. They have to pay you a so much amount of money for you, pretty much trying to do a service for them. So they had to pay me ton you. They paid the ton you. They had no problem. There was no issue. They was fine. They was cool. All right, back. Also on that paperwork, it tells ton you. It tells the detention, how much detention is going to get paid, and all this stuff. So if you're a company driver, if you sit up there and ask people, can I see the carrier packet or the contract that to say how much detention I'm supposed to get and all that, more likely they're not going to show you this. If you work for Schneider, JB Hunt, and all that stuff, more than likely they're not going to show you this. But with me going through so much other things, man, it's raining kind of hard. Going through these kind of things with, I kind of know how much the ton use are, how much the detentions are. Certain brokers are different with the detention pay. So I kind of figured out how much ton you is. I know how much ton you is. My company got a set price with ton you. And if you got your own authority, you can set your own price. Like, look, if I get held up at a detention, you have to pay me this much. It's a contract. That's all it is. It's a contract. And you can alter it, and then they got to agree to it and all this other, you can, stuff like that. It's a contract. So this company honored the contract. Okay, cool. They paid the ton. So then, I booked another load going to Louisiana. Actually getting paid more to go. So, all right, cool. And it's about the same amount of miles. So I'm like, all right, fine. And the load way less. So I took the load. This is where bullshit can start coming in. I had to deliver to a associate grocers, okay, in Louisiana. So, and I had to deliver like mad early in the morning. It was like 3, 4 in the morning. I had to deliver this load. Okay, cool. When I get there, I get everything's fine. I'm checking in, back into the dock. Turn around, they turn around and go, "Hey, you have a lumper." You will run into brokers that will turn around and tell you, if they know it's a lumper up front, they'll be like, "Hey, we want you to pay the lumper up front and we'll pay you back." Nah, that ain't gonna work. When I call, send me a com check or EFS check, T check, or however you do it, and I just seen the receipt and we're done with that. That makes it a whole lot easier. Trust me, it makes it a whole lot easier. I'm about to explain why. So I tried to call the broker. It's early in the morning. Some brokers have a 24-hour things where someone's always there to answer, handle the business. Well, this particular broker, no one's in. No one's in. So I had to call my partners and say, "Look, this is what I need y'all to do for me. Send me this much money for the lumper, and when they open, I'm gonna call the broker and I'm gonna have them put it on the rate con that they owe us, aka them, this much money since you covered the lumper." We always do it all the time. It's never really a problem. I never had an issue with this. All right, cool. So this is what happened. It happens. I call them the next morning. I send my bills off to my partners and stuff. And they turn around and say, "Oh, well, when we receive the receipt, we will send the updated rate con of the money." Okay, cool. Call my company. They said, "All right, yeah, we're about to send it right now, so we make sure we get this updated rate con." Don't know what a rate con is? It tells you how much your load is, how much you're going to get paid. It tells you everything about the load. So you get this for every load. I don't care what load you get, what company it is. There's a rate con attached to this. Dealing with a broker, contractor, there's paperwork that says for this load it pays this much, and this is how much you're gonna get paid for fuel, all this other stuff. Most dealing with brokers, they don't break it down like that, but sometimes do. So all right, cool. My company turns around, sends it to them. This company plays, "Oh, well, we never received the bills. We never received the receipt." So now, them not knowing the way, since I'm a partner and the way that this company works, anything that is sent or received from the brokers or to the brokers, I automatically get. I am forward the messages. So I know they sent it. So now I have to call them again. "Hey, they sent that stuff. I have a copy of them and it's in your email." "Oh, well, we need you to send it separate." See, it's games they play. We need to send it separate so it can make it so much easier. All you gotta do is, it's a PDF form. Tap 4 times and there you go, see the lumper receipt. But no, they want to be difficult sometimes. So I tell my company, they do it. "Oh, I still ain't received nothing." So you know what I did? Hey, call my party and say, "Hey, if y'all want y'all money, y'all need to go call them and talk to them yourselves, because they are on some BS right now." So my company had to deal with it or whatever. I'm telling you. So That's why it's kind of important to do it where the broker send you the money, because if you do it to where you're giving the money, the brokers will give you a hard time in paying you that lump of money back. So like, okay, cool. So then morning rolls around. I had another load book picking up in Hammond, Louisiana. It was some pallets place. So what ended up happening is I booked the load with TQL. This is where TQL comes in. So TQL turns around and goes, hey, we got this load. It's going back to Texas. Baytown, Texas. It's a Walmart. Baytown, Texas. Go down there, deliver this. It's light, pay this much, go straight through. And then when you get there, you know, I can be able to pick up another load and come back this way. Okay, cool. I'll go wherever else I want to go. All right, cool, bet. So I'm pretty much doubling my money. All right, bet. Turn around. Let's put it this way. I could have made $600 going down, and I could have made $1,000 coming back. So I could have made $1,600 in one day, in most cases, and then start over the next morning. And in most cases, it probably took me a day and a half. So I've been ahead. So I'm like, okay, cool. Turn around. Excuse me. I get there. Because remember, I had to deliver at, and the social groceries are like 3 in the morning. So this place don't open till like 8. So I leave the social groceries at 5. Drive an hour to Hammond. Sit there. Wait and get loaded. I get there. Turn around. Now this pallet place is blaming stuff on Walmart. Oh, Walmart, we used to go straight through and you just able to show up and deliver the load. Now they're over here saying you need an appointment. That might be true. But as long as I know Walmart, you always need an appointment. But okay, whatever. So, turn around. I had to get a call from TQL. They asked me what time I wanted to get there. I said, look, man, make my appointment around 12:30, 1 o'clock. I'll be there. They said, all right, cool. They make the appointment. Tell me to go back in. I back in. Drop the trailer. Pull up. I went to get loaded. I'm like, man, this is me and this other driver there. He got a load with TQL also. He really got screwed. I didn't really get screwed. Like, he got screwed. What he had to do was, he showed up the day before, and Walmart told the pallet people don't send no more trucks. And he was the last truck. So he had to wait a whole day at that spot to get loaded to go to the same place that I'm going. And we were the only two that's going to be there, because they said, oh, we used to do like 7, 8 trucks a day. Now they're saying they just want 2. Okay, cool. So now we're both sitting there getting loaded. Next thing you know, me and this driver get a phone call, because we're dealing with the same broker at TQL. Turn around and says, hey, did the guy at the pallet place, did he tell you anything? Nah, tell us what? Oh, Walmart canceled the load. Now I know he pissed. I'm all like, man. In my mind, I'm thinking it's about to be a long day. Luckily, it's still early, but whatever. So, he leaves. He's pissed. He just, boop, boop, turned in his paperwork they try to give him and dip. So, I'm like, all right. So, now they're like, hey, maybe you can take the load tomorrow and hold it pick up the load tomorrow and everything. So I'm telling them, look, if I pick this load up today and hold it until tomorrow, you're gonna have to pay me more than this little 600 that you're talking about me going up there, whatever. So he was like, yeah, we'll work it out. But in my mind, I'm thinking, man, this about to be some BS. I just see it coming. So he was like, well, if you find another load, go out, find another load. If you find another load, let me know, and everything's fine. Okay, cool. So now, this is what you got to realize. Because this is canceled until the next day, they canceled the load that I'm doing right now. I'm officially a truck not used. I really am. So, turn around. I'm like, okay, I find another load. So I'll call him. I say, hey, look, I already found another load. Just pay me my ton you, and I'm good. Everything be white, swipe, clean. I'll go pick up this load. And it's like a place near New Orleans. Small little city in New Orleans. And near New Orleans. So he's like, oh, well, okay, how much is the ton you usually is? In my mind, I'm thinking, you should know this. Now, you're kind of setting yourself up because anybody can throw any number in it out there, and I know there's a contract with this. So in my mind, I'm like, I'm not even going to do all that. You know what? Look, just give me my $150 on ton you, and we're good. Because that's what my company always get paid for ton you. So I'm sticking with that. Cool. He said, all right, bet. I'm going to call, get your ton you money. Now, what I didn't know was the person who makes a decision on this is the same person that's inside this pallet building who's telling me about Walmart being shutting down and being stricter and all. It's the same person that deals with the money. Okay, cool. And he's just like a little manager. I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm like, all right. I hook up to my trailer. I'm still on the property. And I'm about to pull off the property. So beside the property is the little gas station that shut down. So I'm about to pull up in front of the truck stop, well, gas station, excuse me, because I don't know, I just had a weird, eerie feeling. And I'm glad I did, because then TQL calls and turns around and goes, hey, the guy that's in there turned around and said, he's not paying you ton you. He's not paying you. Because TQL has to bill them for the ton you. Because they're the ones that went through TQL to pick the loads and stuff. So, turn around. He said he's not paying it. I'm like, well, why not? This is games people play in this industry. They turn around and said, well, he turned around and said, because you live in a certain city in this state, in Louisiana, he feels like he shouldn't have to pay you. What the hell to where I live got to do with anything? So, and I live like an hour away. So I drove about an hour because where I delivered at was by my house. So I'm like, this don't make sense. And the only reason he knew this is because when I got there, we was having a conversation and about me trying to hurry up and get through and come back home so I can spend more time with my son. So he was like, oh yeah, that's what he said and everything. I said, well, nah, I want my money. Because this isn't the first, second, or third time that I'm supposed to got ton you for something, and these brokers don't want to pay it. And I'm used to these people always pointing fingers. Oh, well, it's because of them you're not getting your money. Oh, it's because of them you're not getting your money. Oh, it's because of them you're not getting your money. So I'm pissed. Because now I'm like, why is it such a hard thing for me to get my money? So I turn around and I said, look, I'm still here. So this is what we can do. You can call him. You try to talk to him, everything. But I need to figure out, why do he feel like he doesn't have to pay me? Because I'm really trying to figure out how this whole crazy thing really works. So I go back in and I walk. I'm calm. Now, everybody knows I'm usually not. But I know what area I'm in. I know this is not the place for my black ass to show my ass. Like, this ain't it. Like, nah. I know this area kind of well. So, I turn around and I go in. And there's an assistant at the desk. And there was a guy in the back. The guy was in the back. So she was like, how can I help you? I said, well, I need to talk to him back there. So he walks up. So he turns around and says, well, look, I usually don't talk with drivers. He's already up there. And I'm like, okay. All I want to know is, why is it you feel like you don't have to pay me? So let me see. This is how the games people play. They turn around and say, hey. He said, well, TQL said that you're asking for $300 and I'm not paying you $300. So my reply was, I ain't asked for $300. So his answer was, oh, well, I'm just telling you what TQL said. Well, I'm telling you straight out, without the middleman, I ain't asked for $300. It would make sense, though, why he would say it. Which I told him. It makes sense. Because ton you is $150. He had 2 of his drivers here. So he probably asked for $300 because he had to pay me and the other driver. So he turns around and goes, oh, well, the other driver already left. But it doesn't matter. TQL still has to pay that other driver. Has to pay him ton you. That company is going to come for his ton you. So, yeah, TQL is going to ask for both of our ton yous. Because this is a exact definition of a ton you. So, I turn around and ask, well, my question is, why is it where I live have to do with anything? And he was like, well, I didn't say anything about what you live, so, I just played the game back to him. Well, look, I'm just telling you what the broker told me. Like, you told me what the broker... I'm telling you what the broker told me. Why did you say that? Because here's the crazy thing. And I told him, the broker never knew where I lived. He didn't know what city I lived in. He didn't know. So how did he know? You knew, though, because of the conversation we had earlier today. He told me exactly what city I lived in. So why is it, just making sense of this shit? Why is it where I live got to do anything? So his answer was this. Oh, well, I feel like because you, since you live in this area, it is easy for you to just find another load. So now I'm really pissed, but luckily I had my shades on, so you really couldn't read my eyes. And yeah, I was inside, and that was the reason I had my shades on, because my eyes tell on me. And I'm like, this don't make sense. I'm like, okay, two things. One, diesel ain't cheap. You drive around here and look for the price of diesel. Diesel ain't cheap. That's one. Two, where I live ain't no right down the street. I drive about 60 miles to get here. So, nah, that ain't gonna fly either. And three, what does where I live got to do with anything? And I asked this question. I said, well, look, I had a load in Texas that delivered in the city that I live in. So are you telling me because I live in the city I deliver in means that you don't have to pay me? Oh, no, that's different. No, that's very the same. I did my job. I did my part. Just because I live in the city does not mean you don't pay me for my services. That's not how this works. So he trying to turn well, I never heard of Tunyu, and so Tunyu ain't part of trucking business. Tunyu is a part of trucking business. What are you talking about? It is very a part of trucking business. Oh, well, you're nothing but a driver. See, that's when I started laughing. No, guy. No. I'm not just a driver. I'm a CEO. Understand that. I don't work for this company. I'm a partner to this company. Understand that. I'm a CEO. So no, you're not talking to a regular driver. I understand how this business works. Now, I might look young. Remember, I know where I'm at. And I told them, I might have a different skin complexion as you. But I know how this works. Because I'm going to tell you what was funny. And I'm just a little bit off subject. Everyone that worked for him wasn't white. It wasn't his skin complexion. They were mine. They were blacks and Mexicans. There were no whites. So, no, I'm not a worker. So now his eyes got big, like, oh shit. So I'm like, nah, nothing you says is making sense. Like, he's like, well, what makes you think you can come up here and just start asking me for money? Because it's my money. It's my money. I have every right to come in here and say, hey man, I'm just trying to figure out why is it you feel like you don't have to pay me. I'm not hollering at you. I'm not yelling at you. I ain't flipping over tables and none of that shit. I'm literally talking just like I'm talking now. Where's my money? Why you feel like you don't have to pay me? So this was his answer. Oh, well, I'm behind the window and he got a desk and all this stuff where the assistant is and all this stuff. So the assistant's right in front of me. So I'm looking at the sister the whole time. The sister's trying not to laugh because she's looking like, oh damn, like, but she's giving me looks like you got a good point. Like, nah. So turn around. He uses her. Let me say how crazy this was. He turns around and went, well, the assistant doesn't like that you're all in front of her face. She doesn't like that. So I looked at her, but she got her back turned to him, but she's looking at him like, what the fuck I got to do with this? So I took it off of her. I was like, well, look, I'm not talking to her. I'm talking to you. But if you know your assistant doesn't like this, you can just come around and we can literally just have a conversation on why do you feel like you don't have to pay me. That's it. Oh, no, I ain't doing that. We're no. If you don't leave the property, I'm going to call the sheriff. Okay. Again, I know what area I'm in. So I'm like, nah. Alright, you know what? There's other ways to handle this. So I left. Went back to my truck, and I'm in front of the gas station. So TQL calls me. Man, what's going on? What's going on? This dude is really being an asshole and all this shit. Yep, and he is. He's got that down pat. This dude is really being an asshole. Oh, it stopped raining, so I can go back to my driver's side. So I'm like, yeah. So I tell him everything that happened. So the dude, the broker, turns around and goes, damn, this dude was really gonna call the police on you? Yeah, this motherfucker was gonna call the police on me. But it's okay. I left. It ain't that big of a deal. And he's like, look, man, everything you're saying is right. This is a definition of a ton. So, hey, I'm going to make sure you get your ton one way or the other. Because I had to tell him something. But I'm going to tell you what I told him. But I told my company the same thing, and it's important on why it was more important for me to really get in the company that I'm partnered with than it was for me to really go in on the broker. There's a reason for it. Okay, so turn around. My company calls. No, I call my company. And they're like, damn, dude, you just got ton twice in 2 days. Like, how are you doing this? Finding these loads how are you doing? I'm like, yo. So I'm telling them what all happened. So they're like, look, if TQL don't call you by a certain time, we're calling TQL. All right, cool. So they was like, go ahead and get your other load that's over there by New Orleans. All right, bet. So I get there. I'm telling you. I get there. And I'm supposed to be picking up totes or some shit like that. People, get your hazardous endorsements. It is very important in certain areas. Especially in the Louisiana, Texas area, even Florida, Jacksonville area. You will realize when you're looking at these broker loads that you make a whole lot of money just for having a hazardous endorsements, and you really won't be carrying this shit. So this is what ended up happening. I get there, and the place looks at me like, who the hell are you? So as soon as I knew the look, I'm like, it's about to be some more BS today. So turn around. I said, well, look, I'm here to pick up this load. What load? What are you talking about? Why did this receiver even go through a broker, and his driver is here, and his driver can take this themselves? Nothing's making sense to them. But when they even saying it, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, why? By my mind, I'm like, I had to tell them, like, look, I don't know. I got nothing to do with that. I'm just here to pick up what I was told to come pick up. So they called the receiver because they don't know what it is they're supposed to be sending. They don't know why they sent me. Like, the whole thing's confusing to them, which is totally understandable on their part because they didn't book the load. And it just hit on them like, oh, damn. Oh, and the company that was on my Raycon actually not the company. It's a total different company that asked for it, but it's going to another company. So this company that called for it is like a middleman, and they called this other broker for another middleman to do this load. So, which will make sense on why that middleman company, not knowing that he already has a driver already there at the shipper. So we're like, cool. So he turns around, the lady got the dude on the speakerphone, and the dude tells the lady, hey, this is what he's carrying, this is what you need to load. They said, well, we don't have that many unless we do this. And then he was like, and she was like, and plus, nothing on this paperwork says it's a hazardous load. So we can't put these dirty totes on it because that's hazardous stuff that's in them totes. It has to be clean. And we don't have that many cleaners. And we don't got time to separate stuff like that. So she asked me, do you have a hazardous endorsement? I'm like, nah, I don't have a hazardous endorsement. Not yet anyway. She was like, well, you can't take this load. The dude turns around and goes, well, I talked to the driver, and the driver said that he had a hazardous endorsement and everything was fine. I told him we needed a hazardous. So you know what my answer was? Sir, you didn't talk to me. I never spoke to you a day in my life. I don't deal with you. I deal with the broker. So you must have been talking to the broker. And there was a miscommunication between you and the broker. Please leave me out of that. Only thing he could say was, oh, well, I guess he can't take the load. So, I done got tongue used 3 times in 2 days. So, what ended up happening was, it's like 5 minutes after that, the company I'm partnered with called me and was like, hey, you're having one hell of a day. Yeah, I really am. And he was like, well, we got an email from the broker, and this is what the broker said. This is what he told me the broker said. And I ended up getting forwarded the email. That the broker said that, hey, the guy who called messed up. He never told anybody that it was supposed to be a hazardous load. So we didn't know that he needed a hazardous endorsement. And since it was his fault, we're going to pay the tonneau because he drove all the way out there to go get the load. Okay, cool. And they paid the tonneau. See, it's that simple. Little stuff like that can literally not have you get a load. Miss out on so much money because of people miscommunication, not wanting to communicate, not wanting on stuff on their end can mess your whole day up. So the only thing you're really doing is praying like, man, I hope this is right. So my company calls and says, hey, what do you want to do? I said, I want to go home. I want to go home. I'm going home. I need to start over. And he was like, look, you having one of them days. I understand. I drove for 31 years. I understand. Because by this time, it's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You just having one of them days. Yeah, just go home, pick another load, start over tomorrow. Okay, cool. And that's what I did. Picked another load. That's why I got the load I'm on now. So, all right, bet. So, I'll go in the store, trying to unwind a little bit, clear my head before I drive again. And the broker calls me again and said, hey, man, this stuff with TQL. I'm like, oh, man, here we go. Oh, TQL, man, TQL, man, they always do this, not wanting to pay the ton you, not wanting to pay this money that they be owing people. They said, but we're working on it, we're working on it, we're working on it. Okay, cool. So I go home, book my load, go home. Next day happens, go get this load. I'm driving back from picking up, coming to here. So I get a call about the first load, well, the second load that I delivered early that morning. Man, we still ain't get that money for I'm still dealing with this. 3 days. I'm dealing with things with brokers. And I'm like, yo, okay. I'll call them. Oh, I never received a receipt. I know they sent you a receipt. What are you talking about? So, turn around. They still playing this game. They don't receive the receipt. So, they don't want to give the updated rate card. They pretty much pay the money. All this. Sorry if I start chain smoking. This is really mind boggles me. Definitely, I'm about to get in detail about what really irks me about this. So now I call my company. Look, man, call them, because obviously y'all ain't called them. Call them and see what the hell is going on. Oh, man, we're going to call them. We're going to figure this whole thing out. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. Literally 15 minutes later, the company calls me about TQL. Hey, man, TQL said they don't want to pay you your ton you because you almost had the sheriff's called on you. The fuck that got to do with anything? It wasn't called on me. And to be honest with you, they turn around. The shipper turned around and actually said, look, if you want to pick another load, you can come back. You're more than open to come back, grab a load, and take it to Houston. You know, it's just, I don't want to pay you. So what is... No one's really holding a big grudge on nobody. TQL is just playing this bullshit game. So, my company played this. They played this. They tried to play this. Oh, well, if they don't want to pay the ton you, fuck it, they don't want to pay the ton you. Now, I'm irritated. This is why. This is exactly what I told them to. My company, this is the people I'm partnered with. I'm pissed at them now. Because this is not the first, second, or third time they done came out and said this to me where, oh, well, if they don't want to pay the time, you forget it. And the reason I feel they do that, especially when it comes to TQL and stuff like that, is because TQL is so big and they have so many loads, they don't want to mess something up to where they can't get loads from them no more. But I had to put stuff in perspective for them. I said, well, I want you to put this all in perspective, you know. I told him, look, I know how this works. I know there is a contract that you, this company, turn around and sign with TQL that talked about ton you, detention, and all this stuff. Why are y'all so quick to say, oh, they don't want to pay it, they don't want to pay it? Is it because TQL got so many loads because y'all don't want to mess it up? Or is it something because y'all just like, oh, we don't want to deal with it? Because since I'm using their authority, they're really the ones that are really supposed to work on this stuff. So why is it that y'all are quick to just throw up money and leave so much money up in the air because you're like, oh, well, they don't want to pay, forget it? Why is that? I'm like, because this is the way I get it. This is the way I look at it. And I told him, I don't know how many trucks they have with this company. I really don't. I said, so let's say you have 4-ton used in 1 week. More likely, y'all get more than that. They were like, yeah, we do get more than that. Let's say you get 4-ton used in 1 week. And with these 4-ton used, you done told these people, oh, you don't want to pay, you want to pay. That is $600 a week. There's 4 weeks in a month. That's $2,400 a month minimum that you're letting go. Times that by 12. I don't know that number, but it's a shit lot of money that you're leaving out of not just your pockets, but the driver's pockets as well. So with all that money, I just know with $2,400 by myself what I can do with $2,400 just with this truck. Not just my life, just with this truck. I know an extra $2,400 a month can help me dramatically. Hell, that's my truck payment for a month that you're leaving out there. It's more than my truck payment a month that you're leaving out there. So what are y'all doing? Why are y'all so quick to do that? When you have a contract that says, hey, you're supposed to pay us this. So I came up how I'm thinking, because this is how business can be crooked. This industry. I believe I want you to realize something. What TQL said. TQL turned around and said, and I told him, I said, listen to what TQL said. TQL said, well, we don't feel like we don't have to pay you, telling you. Not them, the shipper. TQL said, we don't. So this is what you're telling me. You got the money. But you're doing everything you can to not pay it. And that's how you get away with it. So now you're calculating $150 on all these people of ton use that you don't want to pay, that you owe. And I was like, and I don't get how it works. Okay, so I tell y'all, hey, I need my ton use. Y'all tell TQL, you pay me, TQL pay you, TQL gonna build a shipper, and if it's the receiver's fault, the shipper's gonna build a receiver. Everybody's gonna get their money back down the line, and at the end of the day, the receiver is freaking Walmart. They don't give a damn about $150. They're like, that's it? Hell, it's fucking Walmart. So TQL got their money, but y'all don't want to get yours, which is your money. So they don't got their money, they got your money. And now, because they got your money, they got my money. And so now, since they got my money, I got a problem. Stop letting these brokers just do whatever they, when you have a contract, paperwork that says this is what this is how much this is owed. Everybody know. And I told them, I said, you can actually, TQL got their stuff recorded. So they didn't listen what I say. I told the dude, hey, I'm gonna go in, talk to this dude, figure it all out. And you can go. He like, oh yeah, go ahead, go in. Yeah, do that. And I'm working my end. And when I went in, he was talking to the dude from the shipper. So he was doing his part. So I was just doing my part. But I have every right to ask about my money. So no matter if the sheriffs did get caught on me, that has nothing to do with TQL owing me money. TQL really owes me money, but TQL was throwing it on the shipper. But I'm like, you know what? I see how it works, but I'm just like, man, what's really going on? That's why I'm calm, because I'm like, it's really not you, because TQL's really gonna have to pay it regardless. But why do you just feel like, and come to find out, he just up here thinking trucking business don't work that way? Now, you know, he's not in the trucking business. He's just on the palletized business. So, okay. So now I'm back with TQL. Like, TQL, you got to handle this. My company's like, hey, TQL, you got to handle this. But TQL's like, nah, we don't want to handle shit. We just want to keep the fucking money. Somebody's holding money from somewhere. And more likely it's TQL because it's always TQL. It's so many stories I hear about TQL about how they don't want to pay motherfuckers. Detention, ton you, and for these damn lumpers. They don't want to pay it. Now, this is the first time I dealt with TQL. Because I dealt with them one time and they actually paid the lumper. But it was a mix-up on TQL's and the receiver part. Like, it's, trust me, brokers get stuff mixed up all the time. But I don't blame them because they have over hundreds and thousands of loads. They got, you're human. You're going to mess up. Okay, cool. But you know you're going to pay for your mess up. Like, because I am paying to do the service and I am wasting things that cost money for me to do it. Like my time and my fuel. So yeah, you're going to pay for it. That's how that works. That's how the trucking business works. But they will do whatever they can not to pay you. So now my company had to file a complaint just for $150. Like literally, $150. I know a lot of people say, man, this is $150, let it go. You don't understand. It's more than just TQL. I have to put this company that I'm partnering with and say, no, I have to stop this because I'm losing so much because you want to let something go. No, it didn't happen to me. Imagine if them 3 times I let it go. And they already did it to me already. That's $600 missed. Already. And I've been telling you a lot since being with this company. And it's not this company's fault. It's not my fault. It's the broker, shipper, receiver fault. Someone of them 3 always mess up. I've been telling you the lot. And there's been 4 times where it's like, yo, no, we're not paying you. That's an extra $600. I know what I can do with $600. Hell, that's a mortgage. That's a car payment. You see what I'm saying? Like, when you think that's literally what I have to go to say, no, there's so much things that I can take care of. That's, if my APU goes out, that's the money for it to get fixed. If this air conditioner went out like it did last week, that's the money to get fixed, the $600. Like, it's so much stuff you can do with y'all people may think is so little money. Nah, it's actually a big deal because you're like, yo, in all actuality, that's a saver. That's a lifesaver. That's a lifesaver. I can only think of 4 times they let go of Tanya. When I know damn well it's been more than 4 times with me that they didn't let go of Tanya. So I done been probably over $1,000 something. Go to somebody right now and give them $1,000 to see how their life changed. It's a life changer. Like, if they know how to do it, it's a life changing effect of money. Yeah, with $1,000. What you mean? I can go to Vegas for 3 days and not spend $1,000. I did it. Like, and I don't mean like booking a room. Like, no, the room, hotel. Shit, that ain't cost $1,000. And that was for 2 people. Like, what you mean? For a flight and a hotel for 2 people for 3 days, it ain't cost $1,000. And I ain't talking about no rinky-dink hotel. Like, it ain't cost $1,000. So, but you gotta know how to work that system a little bit. But it ain't cost $1,000. So that's why I'm like, and I ain't spending $1,000 when I got there. Like, I didn't spend $1,000. Like, no, I didn't. So, matter of fact, on my end, on what I spent altogether with Vegas, I spent altogether about $1,000. That's what I spent. Like, so, it's not like, nah, dog. And I kind of enjoyed myself in Vegas. So I want my money. You see what I'm saying? I want my money. I know what I can do with that $1,000 of shit. That's a down payment on some shit. Like, that's why it's important not to let people just go. Don't sit up there and say, "Oh, it's okay." When you start saying it's okay, one thing they're gonna think it's okay all the other time. I put my foot down and let them know. Now, this is not going to be okay. No. So it's just one of them situations, yo. 3 days, and that's literally every problem you're gonna have with a broker. I dealt with in 3 days. 3 days of every single problem that's with brokers. They don't want to pay you your lumper. If you try to front the money, they try not to pay you back. It's a hard, man, and it takes forever to pay you back sometimes. Lumper, ton you, detention, overbooking on loads. I think that's pretty much it. Oh, and when you call, and it might be on the load board, and you'll call for the load. Oh, this load already taken. Oh man, you're gonna hear that a lot too. So you just gotta keep searching. So them 4 or 5 things is what you always do with brokers. you the issues and problems with brokers. Like, it's literally how it works. And like I said, everybody now, like I said, I done gave examples of where there are some companies that's like, hey, we understand this, it happened. It's not the driver's fault. Hey, we understand how it works. Hey, here's the money. There are some good ones out there. There are. But there are a good bit that bullshits. And a lot of the times it be the big ones. It'll be the big ones. C.H. Robinson, I can think of. I've had a problem with J.B. Hunt yet. I heard a lot of people have problems with J.B. Hunt. I heard a lot of people say J.B. Hunt takes forever to pay him too. But I used to work for J.B. Hunt, and I talked to somebody saying there's actually something that you can actually sign up for to get your money faster. Actually like the next day or some shit. So I haven't heard nothing about Schneider. C.H. Robinson, I've heard they had little issues. The only issue that I can say up there and say is a problem with C.H. Robinson, and I can't say it's really a big issue. Well, it's actually it's C.H. Robinson at TQL. I think it's TQL that does this, not really C.H. Robinson. But I've heard little issues with C.H. Robinson, but they never really something that's great. It's just like, man, this is just some little bullshit. But I think it's pretty sure TQL does this. When they set your appointments, a lot of times, majority of times, they will tell you your appointment is actually, the time they give you over the phone or on your Raycon will actually be an hour before the actual appointment time. Now, yes, it's a good thing and a bad thing. It can be a bad thing because sometimes you can go somewhere and these companies will tell you, hey man, your appointment ain't until an hour from now. Like, so you're gonna have to sit over there or come back in 45 minutes. And so now you gotta waste time, your clock that you could have been getting loaded, or you could have been sitting somewhere not wasting your clock. Now you're wasting it, waiting because TQL done did this thing. I done run into that situation with TQL before too, somewhere. They actually told me there was an appointment time for like 7 in the morning, and my battery's down, I'm sorry. And Set my appointment was at 7 in the morning, and when I got there, the place wasn't even open. It opened at 8, and that was a debacle on the slick. But TQL realizing real quick, like, yo, this is kind of messed up. Like I said, they kind of had no choice because there's nothing they could have hide behind on that. But but the good thing about it though is that because you're there at your appointment time, you're already an hour in, and you got 2 hours until your detention. So if you're there for an hour waiting, and it takes them 2 hours to load you in it, because that's supposed to be that so-called free time that these companies think they have. Well, you're actually an hour in, so they owe you an hour of detention. Literally, like that's how it's supposed to work. And so that's why I say it could be a good thing, but also a bad thing at the same time. So yeah, that's brokers. That's brokers. I know this was a while, but I had to give my life examples of, look, this is stuff that you will deal with when it's dealing with these brokers. This is the BS that you will have to deal with the brokers. A lot of the time, brokers makes this harder than it really has to be. It's brokers. Sometimes it can be the shipper, sometimes it can be receiver. But most of the time, it's the brokers. They might not give you a load number that you need, so you got to call and try to hurry up and try to call and find out what. So that holds you up and puts you back in the line. Like, the brokers is the hard part. So you just gotta get used to that. And I'm still dealing with it to this day. Still dealing with the stuff with TQL. Hell, I'm still dealing with that thing with the lumper. So and the reason I got to deal with it is because since my company fronted me the money, if this company don't pays them, that company takes that money out my check, even though this company is supposed to been paying them. You see what I'm saying? Like, so that's why it's kind of hard up. Like, yo, nah, I need my money. Like, that's why I'm pressing it, because it's gonna come out of my check. So it's just one of them situations. And sometimes you just might not know that this place need a lumper. It's one of them situations. Because these lumpers are making a killing. When you get out here and you see how much these lumpers are getting paid. Oh, and if you're a company driver and you see how much they want to pay you, but you see how much they paying the lumpers, you be like, man, hell nah, pay them lumpers. Nah, cause you ain't about to make me. No, I see how much you supposed to pay. Like, for real. Some people still do the work and all that, but military got it out of me. I'm done with physical labor. So that's my spiel on everything. I got some phone calls to make. So holla at y'all. Alright? Peace.